What up, folks?
What's up?
Another edition of Hip Hop Dance Stories. We got Big Love. Afro's on the way.
Yes, sir.
But without further ado,
Yes.
ready to rock and roll. But we're going to get this intro going and bring on my Brody.
That was a nice intro.
What made the golden era so special when you had the rapper, the dancer, and the DJ?
That era, man, it was just so tight knit. You know what I'm saying? You had your dancers, they were dancing to your lyrics. You had the DJ scratching, bringing the screw tight feel to your music. You know what I'm saying? Which was dynamic to the time.
The dancing and the rapping together. You know what I'm saying? Most people would be like walking around, but nobody really wanted to put the dancing and the rapping together. So I put those two things together.
It was just a beautiful thing, man. Just young, just dancing, dancing, messing with the chicks right after. It was like, and then you had to know how to snap.
It was a great time. It was therapeutic, man. It made people feel good. He was happy. He was having fun. No one was wearing dark colors and.
You know, I don't know if you remember the letters puffy in the back. You might say Fila, the sweatsuits, and the letters look like they puff up. It's getting some of those made. It was just a real stylish time.
I would say though that the golden top era is from like 89 to like 93. Because between that time, it was when it was so much good music to inspire the different levels of dance. The music was so good that it took the level of dance to crazy heights, because it was literally every month or every other month, every quarter of the year you had some new record coming out that was fire. And it got you discharged.
So without further ado, folks.
That's right.
Hip-hop's first choreographer, Houdini legend, Mop Top legend, Elite Force legend, putting it in the game, the beginning, the middle, and going all the way to the end. He done countless amounts of films. Sons of James Brown, Respond to Sound, the classic Wreckin Shop, Everything Remains Raw, and his newest endeavor, And I Dance. We're going to get into all that. Here we go. My Brody, the Buddha, my bro shot, Stretch, CuttyMack.
What's up?
What you do, bro shot?
Stretch.
B Love, what's good, baby?
What's up, baby? Good to see you, man. Bless up.
Bless up, my brothers.
That's right.
Woo!
Yes, sir.
Chop it up, man. So we usually stay. B Love takes the early years. I'm gonna keep it current, and then Afro come in and she do hectism.
That's right. What's up, Stretch? How you feeling, baby?
I'm good, baby. How you?
All right, blessed, man. Just, blessed to be alive, bro. To see a new year.
All day, every day.
Yeah. 2021 seems to be a productive year for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got this venture going with us. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, man, I want to ask you some new and improved questions. Nah, it ain't that new and improved. But yo, bro, I just got to know, Stretch, how did it even start for you? Like, most people got the I was in front of the couch dancing for my family members, you know what I'm saying, first. Like, where did this all come? Because, Brody, you are an incredible dancer, Brody. I've been watching you for a long time. First time I met you, you were just, so I got to know where this brewed up from. Like, was it mama? Was it pops? Was it the hood, the streets? What was it?
All of the above. First, thank you, showing love, brothers.
I don't think people really understand how far back we go and how much love is in, this conversation. It's not just about the dance. We are the dance, but it's about, this is Black history right here. We are Black history, and I want people to understand that. As far as my personal story, it goes back to my both sides of my parents. Both sides of the family. Everybody in my family basically could dance. Socially. I'm not talking about like jumping in a cipher, but I'm just talking about socially. Everybody can get their two-step on. When the music drop, literally everybody knows how to boogie. So I grew up on, with music from both sides of the family, and I got it. Whoa.
My bad.
Quick plug.
Like, yo, what the hell? Is that a commercial?
Oh yeah, that's the end. Go for it.
Let you get ready.
So yeah, for me to get in the whole idea of getting into the whole dance thing was I was inspired by watching Soul Train. Coming up watching growing up like every other Black person in America at the time, you watch Soul Train religiously every Saturday, and got your Soul Train line on. For me, that was the inspiration. Just trying to imitate the dances on Soul Train and have fun like I'm coming down the Soul Train line. And then my biggest turn into the dance was at a block party. My cousin Charles from down south, he came and to a block party. They was up for the summer, and he jumped into a cipher of a bunch of kids popping, and he knew how to pop. So I was like, well, damn, this is the dance I saw on Soul Train, and here go my cousin in the cipher, and all the girls and everybody, and I'm like, well, damn, if he could do that, I need to be doing that, and that's what set me off. And this is just around the same time as I was just getting into, end of junior high school into high school. And once I got into high school, I met other dancers, and that, that became my everyday everything. That's all I wanted to do.
That's right. That's right. Was it? Hold on.
That's me.
It's my son.
No.
I know, but hold on. I'm in the middle of the interview. Hold on. Let's go ahead. Oh yeah. So that Brody, that sounds like the beginning of everybody's like career. Soul Train, you were on Soul Train. So how did it feel transitioning from doing that? You know what I'm saying? Watching it, and then you ended up on the mug, like in various times too.
The craziest thing was I was disappointed when I got to Soul Train. Because, growing up, I thought Soul Train was this big, humongous thing. And when I got to the set, I was shocked. Like, well, damn, this is Hollywood. They had me bug it out. Like, I'm thinking like I'm going to be in this gigantic room with all these dancers. And it was a humbling experience. But I can't say it was a beautiful experience. I got to do it 3 times. And the highlight for me was doing the tour, Def Jam tour, actually being there when Rakim said, grab the mic like I'm on Soul Train. And he's actually on Soul Train, and I've been standing there watching it like, woo, I know you got soul. So for me, that was, it was crazy for me to think the year before I was seeing Rakim's first performance in New York City at Union Square. And then now I'm on Soul Train with Rakim talking about grab the mic like I'm on Soul Train with Houdini and LL. And like, it was such a trip to be like, damn, I'm on Soul Train. This is crazy. Never in my wildest dreams, never in my wildest dreams that I thought that was going to ever happen.
That's crazy.
Your Cutty Mac initiation, because that's when that was the early days when we used to gather in the front of this crowd and do the jump with Ski.
Yep.
So remember that shit on Soul Train, the whole crowd erupted.
The only thing on that Soul Train that bugged me out also was seeing Ski for the first time, because I'm like, I watched Soul Train and I'm like, that's the dude. That's the dude right there, slide across the stage. And
Yeah.
and the clip was like, that's my man, that's Ski. And I was like, wow, like that really tripped me out. Cause I was like, damn, I'm actually on Soul Train and getting to meet Lou, getting to meet Otis. You know, these are people that I watch all the time. And I was like, wow, like I'm really on Soul Train with these people. Like, oh shit. And then, you know, the first time I met y'all at Fox Hills Mall, I was like, oh, the Soul Brothers, okay. And then y'all are on Soul Train too. I was like, damn, this is crazy. Like, it was a whole new world, man.
That's beautiful, man.
Papa Chicken. What up, Papa Chicken?
Papa Chicken was good.
I just found a dope picture of all of us too. Me, you, Papa Chicken, AJ, Mark Love at AJ's Club.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna post it after the show.
At the Respond to Sound? Oh no, at what was the name of the spot again?
Bridges.
The Bridges, yeah. Bridges used to be fire.
Yeah.
What was your best experience out here in LA, Brody?
Man, listen, I can't even tell you. I had so many good experiences in LA. Like, you know, when we did MJ, that was incredible. But my first experience in LA, you know, getting off the tour bus, pulling up to the hotel, and then, you know, walking down Hollywood Boulevard and on Sunset, just bugging out like, wow, this is Cali. Like, I couldn't even imagine it, you know? So there's so many times I've had so many, you know, great times in LA. It's been bananas. Like, you know, the first time, I remember, but most people don't know, going to Carlos and Charlie's and bugging out, like, heads was like seeing a line outside Carlos and Charlie's and then just walking in, you know, getting in the Century Club with jeans and a baseball cap on and heads fully dressed to the T. And I'm like, oh, we're supposed to be dressed up? I know.
Like, what was that change up from, like, you know, you going to the you know, the different clubs in New York? Like, as y'all grew up in the clubs in New York, did it seem anything close to it or what? Like, what was it?
The only difference was the shit ended too damn early. Like, we went to the club.
Yeah, I remember you say that.
10:30, and I was like, damn, why are we going so early? You know, normally we just getting ready to go to the club at 10:30. And then I remember it was like almost 1:30, and it was like last call for alcohol. I'm like, what?
Yep, that's LA.
And they 1:45, they can't get niggas out the door. I was like, yo, what's going on? What? They was like, oh, the club's closed here too. I was like, what? We just getting our groove on. Like,
that was the opposite. When I went to New York, we didn't start getting dressed till midnight.
Yeah.
Word, but I had to adjust to that. But hold up, I gotta throw this question up here. Check this out, V.
Yep.
His brother said, "Did you guys know D's or D? Did we know D's or D? We danced for D's or D before we danced for Def Jam." That's what we started with. That's how we met.
Yep.
That's how we met Queen Latifah dancing for D's or D.
Yeah, that's right. You're right.
Man, rest in peace, D's or D.
Rest in peace, brother. Yes,
that's the brother. That's the brother that was on. Was it Saint Elsewhere?
Yeah, he was in Saint Elsewhere.
Yeah.
He was real. He was like, he had a top role on there.
Oh, yeah, man. That was the DJ. It's the DJ, Phil. What up, Phil? What up, Cutty? What up, yeah.
Yo, let's keep it going.
Going back to the club, right? So we had Wiz on here. He was holding down a rooftop. Scoobin that was holding down. I don't want to misquote it. Was it Union Square?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what was you holding down, Stretch?
All of the above. All of the above. Union Square, Latin Quarters, and the rooftop. I mean, and they know. I lived in Latin Quarters and Union Square, man. Come on, man. That's what got me my shot dancing in Union Square. They hired us to open up for all the rappers and the performers. So we danced, we opened up the show, and then they performed. That's how I got to meet. Like I said, I met Eric B. and Rakim. We did their original video, Eric B. for President, but they didn't release it. But that's how I met them at Union Square. I got to meet Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince, KRS-One, Boogie Down Productions, God Bless the Dead, Scott Rock, D Nice, what you call it? What is it? Grand Poobah when he was in Masters of Ceremony before Brandon.
What they know about that?
Yeah, Just Ice, Salt and Pepper,
Just Ice.
Heavy D and the Boys, their first performances in Union Square. That's how I got my first choreography gig after Union Square was with J.A.C Love for the Pee Wee dance. They hired me. I met him in the club and he asked, "Yo, can you put what you did on that stage? Can you do that for me?" He's like, "Me and my boys, they're not dancers, but they my boys, they could dance. I need a show like that." And that was how I got the gig.
That's dope. You came up with the Pee Wee dance out there? You was doing that?
Nah, I mean the Pee Wee dance is from the movie, but
but they freaked it.
Yeah, we just freaked it in the club differently than Pee Wee did, but I had to put together their show using the dance and other dances at the time. And I remember, after doing the show with them and then him coming back saying thanks, because when they did their first performance after I did it, they said the crowd went berserk, and I was just like, give thanks. I didn't know. I was like, this is what we do on the stage, so I'm just gonna transfer what we do on the stage to give you some of that and see if it worked, and it worked.
So spiritually, Cutty, being the first hip hop teacher, like I said, all your peers gave you that title. You didn't come out and say, "I'm the first hip hop teacher."
Not at all.
Your peers that respected you gave you that. So spiritually, Cutty, how does that feel? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no one challenged that. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody was cool with it. We still cool with it. So how does that feel, Cutty, having that? But first, before you answer that, I got to bring in my lovely sister, the one, my other Brody bro. For sure, I gotta bring in my lovely sister. What up, Sunshine?
Hey!
What's up, man, bro? How are you?
Oh my gosh.
What up, Sunshine?
Hey, what is going on?
Oh,
What is going on, my good people? Hold on, I need to have some sound. My phone, my whole computer, I had to update it. Now I can't get no sound on here. Say something, guys.
Oh, we can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you clear.
We hear you clearly.
All right, so what's up? What's going on? Everybody, New York's in the house. That's what I'm talking about. Do the stretch. What is popping with you? I'm loving it. Like, so far, I got to hear a little something while I was trying to chime on, and you are amazing, Buddha.
Well, thank you very much.
Like all of us, all the peers, all the ones who love stretch, man, was happy giving him the crown as the first hip hop teacher. So I'm asking him spiritually, how does that feel? That responsibility.
Right.
Taking it off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Talk about stretch.
First and foremost, I give thanks because that's love. I look at it from that's my calling. I'm just sharing the wisdom that I've gained from my peers and from my elders, and just sharing that through dance. And I take that seriously. I look at it as well, first I'll say this. I got to go and teach overseas in a country called Kyrgyzstan, invited by the State Department. This is years ago.
Dope.
And I was like, wow, I'm officially going somewhere as an ambassador of the culture, state sponsored. So I was just like, from that point, I really thought like, well, damn, I really gotta be on my game. I got to step it up because this is real now. That the government is like, we want to send you here and we acknowledge that you are representing us and the culture that's from here. We want you to take it over there and we'll pay for it. And it was a trip. I was like, wow. And, you know, getting to meet the ambassador to that country and, you know, having a state dinner there and then teaching at, I got to teach at university. I got to teach at an orphanage. Like, it was crazy. And I was just like, wow, this is really a responsibility that I got to take serious. It's not just, oh, you know what, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, this is, I'm representing the culture. When they talk about the culture, they're not talking about just the rappers walking back and forth with their chains, talking about, fancy cars and all that. They literally wanted to learn about the actual culture. And so I had to represent from that standpoint. And it really put me in a place of spirituality. Like, you are responsible now. You really must be even more responsible than you've been. And that I take it seriously, and I give thanks for every day that I, get to do that.
Wow, that's dope.
Beautiful. What you got for him, bro? What you got for him, bro?
Man, I'm just sitting back. I got to go through your archives, and I was just totally blown. But I must say that knowing where you come from, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Very proud of you. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of street dancers out there that can't tell the same story, that wouldn't be able to go out there and teach and travel and be able to reach the masses with that art. You know what I'm saying? And that's so dope. How do you feel about breakdancing and going to the Olympics?
Well, first and foremost, when it was first announced, first and foremost, let me clarify. I know the actual some of the people that were involved in it before it got to the major Olympics, when it was in the Youth Olympics first. And for me, I didn't agree with it because for me, it's not a sport. It can't be judged as a sport. It has to be judged on its merits as a culture, because it's tied to music.
Exactly.
Shouts to B-Boy Storm, DJ Renegade, Crazy Legs, some of the people that were involved in the Youth Olympics. And, in discussions and listening to them, they really put together a way to judge it from the standpoint of how we would do it, in the hood, and not as just a sport. And so with that in mind, I'm not against it, because for me, from the standpoint of the realization that it's the next level of this, but I still have my reservations, because again, what's to keep them from taking it and just judging it like it's a sport? And that's what my reservation is, because this is a culture, and it's a culture of black and brown, and I don't want that to get lost in the sauce. I don't give a fuck how much money they putting up.
Right.
In the language. But I want it to stay, it could grow, but it's like any tree. It could grow in any direction, but it still has to be stuck in the ground. It still has to be, rooted in the culture that spawned it. And for me, like I said, I have those reservations about it, but I'm all for it. It's for the youth. It's not about us. Our time is past. It's like, it's for them to take it and run with it and make it grow and expand it. Just expand it, but don't forget the culture that is expanding from.
Right.
Yes, Jason, the culture must be inclusive in that endeavor. It not even just must, it is, a part of the endeavor. If they don't endeavor to keep the culture, and then I'm not going to take part. I'm definitely not going to watch.
I'm interested in watching, because just for everything that you're saying there, it's like being where we're from. I want to see how they either going to water it down, or are they going to let the moves be exactly what they're supposed to be?
I think that's what Stretch was saying. Like, it's gonna be, he doesn't want it to be tainted. And where it came from, I feel you, Stretch. I was like, whoa, this is gonna be something that, we all was raised off that. So for us to see it make this kind of a move, but we're not involved, It's like it feels kind of,
Well, again, for me, as long as they have at the grassroots level, some of the people that actually know what it is, that know what they're looking at. It has to be, again, judged from the cultural level, not just from a sports standpoint. It's not just the move, it's the movement.
That's right.
And it's tied to the music. So, it's unlike any other sport that they will ever have. So, and it should be looked at in that standpoint, at least from my perspective. I want to see it, I want to see them dance. I don't just want to see them perform moves.
Right.
I want to see that any day. I want to see them dance. I want to see them represent the culture on the biggest stage.
Exactly.
And I want them to give it the same respect that they give wrestling, the same respect that they give basketball, the same respect that they give, fencing or whatever other Olympic sport. But from the standpoint of celebrate the culture of where it's from and don't whitewash it.
Right.
Absolutely.
I think that's the beautiful word right there. I'm just so happy that we're transitioning from the word hip hop to culture. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Like that word is becoming more used for it because that's what it's our culture. It's what we did in Africa. It's what we did from the beginning. When we first got in circles, it was like the culture, right? We were dancing at first to the music while the people around us sang. So it was always that kind of energy going on since the beginning of time, which it's our culture.
That's right.
Yep. To quote my big bro, Sugar Pop, street dance is our African dance. That's our representation of our connection to the motherland. That has to remain when it's represented on the grandest stage of the Olympics.
That part.
I agree. Yes, Jersey girl. Yes, absolutely. I totally agree with that. You couldn't have said it better. I mean, because when I heard, I was excited about it, but like you, I just had my concerns. Culture is everything. And that's another thing that I've noticed about some of the video that I got to see on your workshops. You made sure to keep that culture going. I think you had a conversation with one of the dancers. I think he was talking about his hat, the way that he was wearing his Yankees hat, and you had to point that out. That's the culture. And I love that because you're not only giving them the dance, you're not only giving them but you're giving them the knowledge of what needs to be done. Giving them this, you need to know where it's coming from. And that's important because a lot of people miss that. A lot of people don't take that step and take that time to break it down. Like, this is why you're dancing like that. Like what you just said. Our African dances, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is important for people to know. So that's great on your part, man. You're still doing workshops right now, right? Like, when was your last workshop?
Yesterday.
That's what I'm
I teach,
so dope.
Keep it going.
I'm teaching virtually, on my own classes on Saturdays and Mondays. And I'm also teaching virtually for, different countries. I did, 2 different classes for 2 different companies in Ireland just last week. I'm doing a class for the UK this week and for Romania next weekend. So I'm still teaching, virtually, hopefully when this pandemic kind of calms down and we open back up the world, I'll start teaching again physically. The beauty of it that I want all the students to understand is that it's a culture. It's not just the dance. When people say hip hop, they think of rap and only rap.
Right.
Yeah.
When the culture started, it was the DJ, the MC, the B-boy, and the writer.
That's right.
It was an entire package.
That's right.
So don't forget the rest of the package, especially the dance, because the dance is what helps you understand the music.
Right.
It's yin and yang. So that's what I try to always bring across in my class. And I also want them to understand that, contrary to whatever you see in advertising, this is Black culture.
Right.
I am Black culture. I'm not going to shy away from that. I'm not going to make you I'm not trying to, make you uncomfortable or comfortable. I'm trying to show you, everything that I do is my culture, it's from my background. So if you really are interested, you have to forget what you see on TV, forget the movies and the other stuff, because that's television.
Right.
And I remind people of that. Like, yeah, you're telling me what you're seeing on TV. I see, a dude in red and blue tights with a cape too. But that don't mean that I'm looking for him out here, because he don't exist out here. This is the real world. And in the real world, the things that you see, are not what they seem. Some of the things that people get, that I hear from different international students, is how they came into the culture. And it's all based on imagery, all based on movies and stuff that they saw.
Right.
And have to remind them that that's not real life. This is real life.
Right.
This is real life. And, I'm not going to glorify the streets, but I'm not going to not tell you about the streets either, because that is real life. Right. The real things that shape this are not beautiful things that you think. You're getting the beautiful tail end of it. But what brought us to this was not beautiful. Mm-hmm. And you're going to get that part of this, whether you like it or not. Absolutely. In some way, shape, or form, you're going to leave with that part also. Because we're not going to. I'm not here just to teach you to shake your butt. I'm here to shake your mind also.
Right. That's what's up. Okay.
I know you got something for him, Legend.
All right, so Afro, was Stretch's name already ringing in the streets before you saw him boogie?
Yeah. I mean, I heard about him. I didn't I always tell you guys, I got out there a little bit late in the game, due to my age and everything. But,
baby.
Yeah, I ain't that much younger, but he was doing it. All of y'all, like the whole crew. But Stretch definitely had a name in the streets. And I remember seeing you guys dancing, Stretch dancing. The Red Zone for me was always popping, but I can honestly tell you that I remember this one club, and I forget the name of it, but King of New York was filmed out of that club. It was downtown, had like 5 different levels, I think, or it wasn't the building. It wasn't the building. It wasn't
you're talking about what is it?
Something like that.
Mars. Is it Mars or damn, I can't remember. Yes, it's near
is it by the water?
Near the West Side Highway, 14th Street. Is that
it was around there, like maybe around Union Square, that area.
Yeah, that's what the hell is the name of it? I can't remember. It's not Mars. Was it Mars?
Not M15, right? Is that a new club or something like that? I feel like it was some weird name like that, but it was definitely on the King of New York. And I remember you guys getting busy. In fact, this particular club is where I met Hakeem Green.
Okay, hot.
Yes, I cannot get the name.
For those that don't know who Hakeem Green, that's Channel Live.
Channel Live, that's right. That's it right there.
Smoke Madism. Shout out to my man.
Right, met him dancing. He used to dance his ass off too. So, but yeah, you guys used to get busy. And I remember when I first went out with Salima, and I just honestly felt like I fit in totally with everybody. It didn't matter, because I would dance, I would rock with this crew called the Untouchable Pranksters. I was the only girl out of the whole crew, and that's who I was rolling with out in the Bronx, between the Bronx and Harlem. But when I would go down to the clubs at night, I was going down there with Salima, and I wasn't, I didn't know anybody. But when I would jump into the circle or get over to that circle and watch y'all, I'm like, oh my God, like I love everything that they're doing right now. I can relate. You guys used to get busy all the time. So on in the game though, as I moved out here to Atlanta, I heard great things about you though. Like all of you guys. In fact, I got to go on the road for a few days out in the Virgin Islands with Khalif.
My man, that's my best friend.
I was pregnant with my first son, and I was dancing with Damian Dane. Yep, and he was dancing with CeCe Peniston, and that shit was so dope. I love that. Like they were getting busy, and they cracked up when
Wait a minute. I was there, Afro.
You were?
That's how I'm the one that got the job for CC Peterson. I brought Khalid.
God. Look,
I know what you're talking about. We went to St. Thomas and St. Croix.
Boom. I mean,
Yeah.
I got to hang out. We could even, I mean, it was Michelle, all of us, and I mean everybody out. I don't know why I don't remember you being there, but that's so crazy. Like, I just know that everyone was tripping when they found out that I was pregnant. And I was up there dancing. I was 5 months. No, actually 20 weeks, 21 weeks. And I was up there dancing. And Khalif was like, I cannot believe you're doing that. And I think I did a drop and everything. And I was like, no, y'all made me hype. That whole tour was dope. You know, it was pretty dope.
That was summer of 1992.
Yes, absolutely. That was dope. That was a dope show.
Yeah, CC Peniston. Big ups to CC.
That's right. Big up. She was so cool.
Yep.
So cool. You know, performing with some of those artists, it got to teach me a lot. Even as an artist pursuing my own career, I got to learn from the very best. You know what I'm saying? And I got to be around people like you. You know what I'm saying? So it's a pretty dope career. I can honestly say that. Pretty dope.
That's crazy. I remember that now when we went we went to St. Thomas with the most beautiful, bluest water I'd ever seen at the time.
Oh my God. It was so
and
dope.
right across to St. Croix. Wow, this is incredible.
It was so dope. It was dope. It was dope. Yes. Wow.
Hey, Buddha, you was talking earlier about the whole entire package, you know, the DJ, the dancer, the MC, the graffiti, right?
Right.
So, like I said, you had a chance, you know, help build the blueprint, put it out to the world. So whereas by the time it got the baton passed to me and Craig, it wasn't like we danced for Houdini. It was always we're following the tradition. That's how I mean, looked at it, right? So tell us about the Houdini tradition, Cuddy.
Oh,
the blueprint of the stage show.
Well, first and foremost, God bless Ecstasy. You know,
that's right.
Got to give shouts to the God.
Yeah.
You know, big ups to the master rapper himself, Jalil, and Grandmaster D, and my man of man's, Cliff Love. Got to give them their flowers now. First and foremost, I mean, Houdini is who set the blueprint before I ever got there. You know, they started with UTFO.
Mm-hmm.
They had the dancers from the beginning, you know, and what I did was just add to that. But, you know, the whole blueprint is Jalil felt like, you know, when you're on the stage, it's not just, you know, walking back and forth. Like, they set it off. They were already known for having one of the best shows in hip hop. And he always, from the day I got there, he was like, we got to keep it moving. You know, the energy has to move. Everything is moving. It's never a time where we stand still on the stage. The funniest thing that I'll never forget was my very first show, Greensboro, South Carolina, June 19th, 1987. Cliff brought me on the stage, and we're, you know, just rocking. I just arrived. I got off the plane, went straight to the venue. You know, get on the stage. They're doing, I think, Funky Beat or something.
Mm-hmm.
And we just freestyling because we don't got no choreography. Don't got nothing. I don't know nothing. I'm just brand new. I got on bright ass colors and Converse. You know, they in suits and so we just out. And I remember Jalil says, go off, meaning go off the stage. But I'm a B-boy. When you say go off, that meant go off. So I went to the front of the stage and I went berserk. I just dropped and hit my split, got up, boom, and my B-boy dance. And the crowd, and then Cliff pulls me off the stage. And Jalil was like, damn, homie, that was nice. But when I say go off, I meant go off the stage. And I was just like,
it's funny.
Oh, damn. Like, and then after the show, he was like, that's what I need. I need that energy every night. If you can bring that energy every night, I love it. And he went, I remember he took us shopping, me, God bless, you know, again with X, God bless the dead. He got me, Cliff, and my man Lance Romance. He took us to the store. I think it was the Benetton store, and he bought us a whole, like, we all picked out the outfits and the gear. We had patent leathers on. We was fly. And I was like, like, again, I'm the youngest one there. I'm from the club life in the hood. We wearing, bright ass Coca-Cola clothes and Mickey Mouse outfits. And they got me in, I got on a plaid cardigan with a polo shirt and, shorts and dress shoes. I mean, what is it? Patent leather shoes with dress socks on stage talking about one love, one love. I was just like, what am I doing here? Like, I don't fit it, but that completely changed my whole outlook on everything. Like, oh, I could just like this and dance. Like, I could dance in shoes. My pop, I was tripping because I was like, my father would be so proud of me. I got on shoes.
Right.
He trying to get me to wear shoes and ties and suits and stuff.
Right.
For years, and I was not trying to hear that. All of that. And they set the idea, like, every time we did a show, the show got better. Every time we had, Jalil was really excited when we started doing choreography. He wanted to learn, like, he wanted to be a part of the choreography. He didn't just want us to do the choreography in the back. Like, he wanted us to do it with him. He wanted to learn some of the steps to go in and out of it. So it was all about putting on the best possible show to get everybody, the people in the cheap seats, rocking with you. And I was like, I never forgot that. I'm like, this is how it's got to go, for all time. Like, when you hit that stage, you hit the stage like, bam. You don't get on it. It's no nonsense. You get on the stage and you let them have it. And when you leave the stage, whoever's coming behind you got pressure.
Boom. Wow.
Under siege, because when we left the stage, it was like, what you gonna do now?
Right.
No.
Right. I know that's dope.
Hey, Stretch, guess what? In 2019, shit still ain't changed. Jalil still yelling at us. No, don't do that here. You do that here on this part. Legend, you missed your part, Legend. I like you to dance on that part. I'm like, damn, while the show's going, Cuddy's yelling at me. I'm like, bro.
Perfect this, man.
They serious about today's show, Brody, for real.
Yeah, the master rapper, man. God bless him. He was.
I'll push you out there. He'll push you. He'll be like, get out there right now. I'm like, God damn.
And he'll be, get out there and show me something.
Bro, exactly. Get out there and show me something.
Show me something. Don't just get out there. Get out there and show me something. I need to see. I need to feel what you're doing. Because if he feel it, he know the crowd is gonna feel it.
Man.
And the funny thing is, that's how I take it from my class and when I DJ. When I play music, how I break music for when I'm DJing is in my class. If I know if I'm rocking to it and I can get a classroom people rocking to it, then I know if I play it in a club or in a battle or anywhere, everybody's gonna rock it.
Feel it, yeah.
Concerts,
right.
And that's from Jalil. Jalil, he wanted. I need to feel it. I need to see what you're gonna do. I need them. I want to. If the crowd ain't into it, you're not doing it on the stage with
me. Right. That's important, though. A lot of people, a lot of new artists, a lot of the artists that I hear about today, they don't even rehearse. Some of them don't rehearse like some of the greats did, and they don't realize that helps their whole performance on stage. Whenever everyone's in sync, you got everyone on your team on the same page and doing what it just makes the show look so much more better than just, all right, this is what we're gonna do. Boom, we gonna wing it, and we just walking around, we just yo, but y'all are not in sync. And even if y'all are not dancing, I still feel like the hype person needs to be in sync with you. So it's important to rehearse.
It's a show.
Yeah.
It's not just you get up there and do. It's a show. You're supposed to leave them wanting more.
More, right. Leave that in
front of them. Talking about, damn, I want to see more of that.
Right.
How much Kenny?
That's growing again.
Stretch, I want to ask, who started Mob Tops?
Well, first and foremost, I got to give the shout to, my pops. Mob Top was originally just a mantra. It was something that my pops had said to me when we had went to a industry a listening party, and I took some of the things that he said to me and made an acronym. Mob Top is an acronym. It stands for Motivated on Precision Towards Outstanding Performance. You know, and that was him. That was him telling me, you know, maybe 20 years before Drake, 0 to 100, or don't do it at all. That's basically what he told me. Either do it at this level every time, everything that you do, or don't do it. He said that was his expectation of me. You know, he told me my greatest strength was I listen and I apply. He said, so I want you to listen and apply what I'm telling you. Right. When you do this rap thing, when you do this dance thing, when you do anything, do it to the best of your ability, the best possible, or don't do it. And so I took that, some of the words he said, and created that acronym. And then it was Khalif who was like, nah, man, that's about all of us. And he was like, nah, we all gonna be under this banner. You know, and people thought that, you know, it had to do with our hair, but this was before we didn't have dreadlocks then. You know, I had a Gumby. You know, and fire. You know, it was just that was an acronym, and then we decided to make it into a crew, and it started with me, Khalif, Link, and Loose Joint, and then you know we pulled Ejo in, you know, because Loose stepped out, and Khalif was like, "Yo, look, we need to put Ejo down," and we were doing, you know, music, not just dance, and that became our thing, and then we, you know, expanded on that. But it became our clique because everybody associated with what we were doing was looked at as, oh, those are the Mob Tops, you know. So that became our clique, our family, and you know we just kept it moving from that point on and built on it. Luke,
hey, what's up? Oh yeah, happy Valentine's.
CuttyMackTV.
CuttyMack.
How did you guys transfer from Mop Tops to Elite Force, or is that the same crew?
Elite Force came out when we were doing, you know, when we were doing Remember the Time. Prior to that point, there was no Elite Force. That was just, that was basically because when we were doing Remember the Time, Elite Force came about because Henry was in the back. You know, we were in the front. We had 5 lines of dancers in the choreography, and me and Loose Joint were in the front, right? You know, flanking Mike. Right. Henry Link couldn't do the choreography, so he was in the last line behind Oliver and everybody else, and he was big mad. He was like, "I'm not gonna be back here in this video, and you can't see me. Y'all are in front." You know, so he was like, he was mad, and he told me and Fatima, "Y'all gonna move me to the front. I'm gonna get this routine." And so Fatima was like, "Okay, every time you do as we make the choreography, you do it better, we'll move you up a line." So over the weeks of us rehearsing, he got moved up. And then just before we actually did the shoot is when he got to the front. And when he got to the front, we linked him with, I think his partner was Big Les. He was like, "I'm in the Elite," you know, and he was like, "Okay, this is going to be our clique. We're going to be the Force, Elite Force." And we was like, "All right, from this point on, all dance, you know, all things that we do in dance, we're going to do as a crew, us 3, me, him, and Ja, Loose Joint." And we decided then that's how it was going to be. So everything that we did from that standpoint, we did together. And that's how Elite Force came about.
Okay. What deal was that you guys had with the Mob Tops? I like your music. Might I add, too. You guys had some hot shit. I know you produced it, right?
Yeah, I mean, we both, myself and Link, did a bunch of the music. Khalif also. We all, you know, have different ideas for different things. You know, we actually, what happened was we were doing a group with my man Peter Paul, the 10 Thieves, and from that we got to do our music as Mob Top also. And we had a couple of different record deals, but couldn't get an album to come out. You know, couldn't finish anything because everything kept falling apart. We were signed with what's the record company? Red. I forgot the name of the damn company, but they were signed with Salt and Pepper, and that crashed. And then we signed with I can't even remember. But we got a couple of different deals, but never could get the music out. And
You guys got a single out though, right?
yeah, I mean, over the years we've gotten to put out different things, but
Yeah.
we didn't get to finish an album. And now, 2021, you know, we got an album coming out. We're in the process of finishing.
That's what's up.
You know.
Word out.
I mean, the funniest thing, we got actually two coming out. We have a company in Europe releasing some music that we did 20 plus years ago. You know, they're only interested in 90s music. So they asked.
Yeah, I know that label.
Yeah, they heard about a song that we had done with a friend of mine, Inner Soul, and with Nine. And they asked about, do we have any unreleased music? And I was like, we have a whole album that's unreleased. So they was like, we want to put it out. We'll pay you for it. So that's coming out. And then now we got our own actual music coming out all from a different label.
That's dope. I have an artist I'm working with. He's going through the same thing. Like he did some stuff in the 90s and they came, I think it's the same label. I'm not sure, but they're doing that overseas right now. So
yeah,
that's
man.
fine.
I mean,
They're
vinyl,
releasing a lot of stuff from the 90s.
Yeah, and they putting out vinyl and other stuff like that.
Yeah, and the 7 inches and stuff like that.
People want, they want a different sound. Like, it's a trip. I was bugging out when they hit me up. Like, it's also crazy. I got another company out of the UK that wanted to do the same thing, but I had already assigned the music to this first company, and I had some other music, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna put out all of this. I'll just, you know, and that's what got us to work on some new music because Khalif he's been doing music with a company the last couple of years. So when we decided to start recording, he was like, nah, we just put it out on the same label, but this time we're doing our own thing, just us.
Right.
It's dope. Yep.
That is what's up. For real. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's real dope. Especially nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Keep that music popping. Everybody want to hear that 90s stuff, you know what I mean? Right now.
The thing about it, I think people need to understand that good music is good music.
Music, like, and it is timeless. The
funniest thing is I play music from the 70s and 80s, and these kids today, they go crazy for it. You know, because good music is good music.
Good music.
Exactly.
And
good
a
music
lot of
is
the time they're like, what is this music? And I'm like, this is what I grew up to. You know, I know this music because I grew up to it. A lot of the times, like in class, I explained to them a lot of the music that I grew up not liking that my parents, you know, played. I didn't understand it. Then once I became an adult, and now, you know, I'm like, wait a minute, I know this music because I grew up to it, and now I understand it. So that's how I'm doing with them. Like I'm playing it, and they're like, I don't know what this is, but it's amazing. I'm like, here's the artist. Look this up. And then they come back to class like, oh, this is amazing. And it's a trip because I'm like, this music is older than all of y'all. Y'all was DNA when this music came out.
Right.
But music is timeless, you know?
Yeah, it's timeless. That's dope.
So speaking about time, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was just going to say, speaking about time, y'all already know where I'm going with this. The things that you know now, everything that you've gone through, the people that you've met, the people that you've taught, you've been truly blessed. At least from the outside looking in, I can see what you've done, go through the archives, and I'm like, yo, he's been blessed. And that's what's up. Is there anything that you would change if you can go back?
Not a damn thing. If you change one thing, you change everything.
Okay. So what would you tell your younger self?
I just answered this question the other day. Go harder. That's all I would tell myself. Go harder. You can do so much more.
That's right.
You know? If I knew a third of what I do now, then it would be a totally different experience. But as I always tell people, I would never change anything, because if I changed that, I would change who I am now. You know, you change one thing back then. If I change one thing back then, I might not have my children. I wouldn't change anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't change anything, because that would change the very fabric of who I am now.
Absolutely.
So, but I would tell myself, if I could just whisper in my ear, like, "No, nigga, you could do better. You can go harder than that. You know, kick all ass. Don't hold back."
That's right.
Because I remember back then, you know, my focus was, you know, trying to do right by other people and not really caring about how I felt. But, you know, I know me now, I would be like, nah, fuck all of that. Go hard.
Go hard.
Go hard. Don't, you know, facts over feelings. Go hard. Because that's what my pops used to tell me back then.
Right.
Like, I don't care about these other, you my son, you could do it. I'd be like, no, Pop, I'm trying to, you know, and then I realize now, like, what he was trying to say. Lance Romance.
We got Disney's up in the house too.
That's my guy.
Lance in the building. What's good,
Lance, Cuddy. That's my guy. Lance is a fly motherfucker too, boy. He been killing them on IG lately.
That's what's up. Much love, Lance Romance in the building.
Yes. Man, it's
so that's what I would, you know, I would just tell myself, go harder. You could do so much more. Don't, you know, don't think, as Bruce Lee would say, don't think, feel.
Right.
Go hard, just from here and not from here.
Right. That's so important to still tell the youth. You know, I mean, we had those people in our lives to tell us just that. And we took it the way that we took it. And now we see. So it's important to be consistent with that, so that they can later on say, you know what, that worked out. And now I'm going to show my youth what it is and how the formula is supposed to be.
Right.
That's what's up.
Yeah. I mean, I always say the same things to people, like, when the difference, I always think that the difference between this generation and ours is we had parties. We knew how to rock. That was our original social network. They don't have that. So they don't know about how what it is to dance with somebody to some music. And it's the first time that y'all both hear it and it affects you the same way. And they don't know what that feels like. So you gotta, you know, when I'm doing class, that's what I'm trying to bring out. I'm trying to hit them with that feeling, like, this is what it's about. Absolutely. And that's never going to change. That is, it's the feeling of the music is the most important thing. That's what, I mean, without that, we're not having any of these conversations.
So yeah, let's get into the next leg. You know, we had our heyday. We doing our thing. Now it's time to tell our story. So let's go back to the MySpace days. I'm straight coach legend. I'm over here minding my business. You know, straight football pops uncle. That's what I am right now. All of a sudden, some dude named AJ started calling me. I'm like, man, who is this dude? A fun boy? Why you keep calling me? I don't know this dude. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck is AJ, right? So this is how he gets in good with me. Yo, man, he texts me. Yo, Stretch is looking for you. And I'm like, so now I got to answer the phone. So, bam, glad I did, because me and Stretch hooked back up, and we started doing our films. So, Stretch, you done did Wreckin Shop. Respond to Sound, Sons of James Brown. We got And I Dance coming and bits and pieces of everything raw. All of them classics. How does that feel, and why is that important at this stage of your career now to come with the film aspect of telling your story?
Because it's much easier to show than to just tell. You know, as they say, a picture paints 1,000 words. Well, you know, a movie shows 1,000,000 words, you know, and when I'm trying to explain the feeling or the energy of something, it's best if I can show it to them. Like in my class, that's what I do on my Saturday class yesterday. You know, we're going through, I'm showing them different aspects of different dances. And so I'm going through, showing them a dance called the pepper seed, which is an old dancehall dance. Rather than show them, I pull up Little Vicious and Dougie Fresh so they could see it, you know, and you hear it you see it and feel it. I'm going through different dances, you know, that we did in Union Square, like the Alpha, the Benetton and stuff like that. So I pull up EPMD, You Got to Chill. And I say, that's my, God bless the dead, that's my man Fendi. Watch how he move. That step that he's doing, that's called a Steve Martin. That's his dance. This is what y'all all doing. That comes from this dude. This is the first video that you'll see it in. Watch that. Watch back doing this step. Like, I show them, I give them visual references. Because that is much easier and much more, it gives much more understanding than me physically trying to explain them. Okay, you got to move your back. You got to arch your back like this. And no, if they they can see it, they can visualize it themselves. They can reference it, and now they'll try, and there's better level of understanding. So when I'm talking about different movements, if I'm talking about the Soul Brothers, I can pull up Sons of James and say, this dance is called the Guess. Here, watch my brothers do it right there. Boom. Right. You got it. You know, and I pull up one documentary that he didn't mention. Is called House of Trey. In that documentary, I show as a reference point so people will understand. In that documentary, God bless the dead, our Queen Marjorie is doing a dance and she called it California. She didn't know the name of it. That dance is the Guess. So I'm like, it's called the Guess. Here's my bro shots where they explain it. You know, that's how people get the connection. We called it the California because we didn't know what the name, but we knew everybody in Cali was rocking this step.
Right.
You know, and now my Brody's is like, no, Brody, this is what we called it. We called it the Guess.
The Guess.
You know, and then I did the extra when I was doing a dictionary. I came and God Brothers was like, okay, y'all got to break this stuff down for the folks.
Yeah, and so that was dope, by the way.
So they can see it, you know, from the horse's mouth, not from me trying to tell you, but from the people who lived it.
Right.
That opens up an entirely different dimension of understanding for people. Now they have, you know, visual reference along with, you know, hearing the stories behind it. That makes dance and everything so much more interesting.
Right. That art of hip hop, people are still looking at those videos. I went to go check it out because I had watched that like last year sometime. I was looking through it and I was like, I really like how they have everything down. Me and my kids, my younger kids, we were just checking it out. So then yesterday I went back to it and I'm like, I'm checking out the comments and there's people on it like, I watched this 10 years ago and it's still so dope. Like, it's just, we got all these moves on here, like all dope comments. I'm like, yo, it's nothing like hip hop, yo. Word up.
Man. I mean, it's such a blessing. I tell this to people all the time. My pops used to kick me out the house because I had, you know, 15, 20 kids in the living room practicing. He'd be like, get out, go to the park, go do something outside with all of this. And now here it is, you know, I'm older than my pops was at that time. And I'm teaching the stuff that he kicked me out the house for.
Wow, look at that, right?
It's such a trip to be like, man, I used to get in trouble doing this. And now, you know, this paid my rent. Paid my kids to go to college. And like, people don't understand what a blessing means until, you know, sometimes you really got to pay attention and put your ego away and you understand what a blessing actually is.
Right. It's important that you nurture those blessings too, because you can lose it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I shouldn't say so much lose it. You know, it just, it goes away for a little bit. And then it takes time sometimes to get all of that back. You know what I'm saying? You have to go through the trials. You have to go through that therapy to get that back. So it's important for you to stay consistent with those moves, you know, especially at this age, you know. For people out there that's wanting to like get into something, dance, pick up salsa, hip hop. I'm telling you, it works.
Movement. Listen, I got to shout her out. You know,
where is she? That was my next question. Where is you? Cause I hit her name. Hold up.
What's up?
She's sitting right here. That's what she just typed. She's here, you know.
Yeah, right. What up, you go?
What up, Brosha?
She make the dance. When I don't feel like dancing and the music hit, she keeps it going.
That's right. You go.
He brings it, and that's the inspiration for me to like. Okay, I don't feel like this, but damn, she make me feel like feeling like this. Like she's in it, and I'm like, damn, I got to get in it.
You got to. That's dope. That's what's up.
I also want to shout out one other person who's our elder, the great Tony Basil.
Yeah. Oh,
Tony Basil.
That's my girl.
Tony told me this years ago. She said dance is her way of staying not only in physical shape, but in mental shape. She keeps her mental acuities through movement. And I ain't never forgot that. I want to be where Tony is.
That's right. That's
you know what I'm saying? I want to get, when Tony is incredible and I got to give her flowers, she's here.
That's
and
right.
I want her to know, she can still move. And I want to say this to the people listening. Tony Basil is an absolute definition of what a legend is, yet she still takes class. And she's so the 76. So what is your reason for not taking class? You ain't got no reason not to learn.
Right. And she gets busy. It's not she gets busy. I went and looked at one of her videos recently, and I was just like, ugh. I remember seeing her out in LA one time. I was out with Fatima, and we went to some club, and Tony was just walking around. She had on this hat, and at first I didn't recognize her. And I was just wondering, why is this lady walking around just watching people in a circle, And Fatima was like, do you know who that lady is? And I was like, no. And she was like, that's Tony Basil. And I was like,
Yep.
He was like, she's always in here. She dances. She loves the community, and she's always in here grabbing dancers to work with. And I was like, oh, say less.
Yep. Tony, give her a flower. That's how I met her. I met her at the Hollywood Palladium.
Yes, I believe that's where we went too.
I met her at the Hollywood Palladium. I had just battled this cat on the floor. This dude was trying to Vogue. Trying to tell me about Vogue, and I'm like, I'm from New York, dude. You can't tell me about Vogue. And plus, you ain't even doing it right.
Right.
And then she came and introduced herself, and she was like, she introduced me to Bruno Falcone. For those people that don't know, that's Poppin' Taco. Wow. And I was like, she was like, this is my friend Bruno. I was like, I know who you are, and I know who he is.
Wow.
I'm like, damn, like, listen, man. I was shell shocked, like, damn, this is Tony Basil. Like, oh my God, she's talking to me, giving me props. I'm like, wow. And then you introduced me to Poppin' Taco. I was like, man, what universe am I in? And then for her, over the years, when she came to New York, she would come to my class. She would come talk. She let me interview. I would come to her house when I came to LA. Like,
oh my God,
man, please. I'm like, this is the definition of a legend right here.
Yes, so, I would love to meet her. She
still takes class. Like, she know more than all of us combined.
That's right.
Oh, she took my class. I was like, wow, she popped up to my class. I couldn't believe it. I was like, yeah, I got Tony Basil in my class.
Let me tell you,
right, that's what's up. Man.
Come into the picture.
Oh,
she representing.
That's right. I love that shirt. I need one of those. B Ledge.
I ain't got those. I got the other ones. Craigie got those.
I got it from Craigie.
I love it.
Brother shirt.
Love it. Yes.
I just wanted to say hi, y'all.
Hello.
That's dope.
Yeah. So that brings me to the stretch.
Just hold on for 1 second. I just got to interrupt real quick. Muff.
Can you see me?
No. Oh well. Hey, I'll call you back in about a few minutes. I'm doing an interview.
Okay.
All right. Love you. My niece. She's my father is down there with her. That's his granddaughter. She's taking care of him. So I told her I need to speak to him. I hadn't spoke to him, so she was calling me, but I, wanted to let her know that I'm online, but I'll call her back. But that's where my pops is where my heart is.
That's right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And keep on feeling that way. That's a blessing, man. For real.
Hey man, I'm trying to hold on.
That's great.
Yes, you know who Jersey Girl T is?
No.
That's Jelani's mom. That's Tracy.
Jersey Girl.
That's much love and respect.
Yeah, so that leads me into this right here, Stretch. In the dance world, like I said, when we talk, we giggle and shit about it. Like the dance perception, dancers that we really don't know that well. Like all you want to see is battle or, some type of conflict that comes within the dance world, right?
Right.
Not knowing our vibe is way beyond the dance circle, right? So I want to ask you, right? Because this meant so much to me, Cutty. When you came down, you and Yuko came to kick it. You didn't go like, yo, I'm your dad's friend. We used to dance together. Immediately, it was like, what up, nephew? Like, you know what I'm saying?
All day, every day.
When you sent your baby girl out here, this is the one that got me, your baby girl, Cutty.
I tell her to go see
it. Make sure anything happens, you call Legend first.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Or your uncle.
So what did you see in me, Cutty, to like know your daughter can be safe with me, bro? Your baby girl, Cutty.
Come on, man. Wait. Let me just interrupt here. When we came for Remember the Time, we didn't have. I was staying at Fatima's house. When Henry and Ja got off the plane, they didn't have a place to stay.
They stayed at my too.
Who opened up their home for their brothers? We didn't have hotels. We have none of that.
Yep.
Brothers opened up their homes for us.
Yep.
That family. So not a day. When my daughter was there, I was like, here, this is a number that you keep close. If you need anything, you can't get to me. This is who you call. He will take care of you until I get there. And
you said it just like that too. You said it just like that, Cutty.
Ain't no game. Ain't no change it up for the cameras. That's real.
That, bro.
If you send Jelani out here, forget about it. Like, here's my number. Here's my sister's number. Here's my family's number. Here's my address. You need anything, you pick up the phone. So it's family. And all that conflict, y'all need to learn to dance with each other and not at each other.
Boom.
Yes.
Okay. Boom. There you go.
Yeah.
That part right there. That part.
Yeah,
man. It's fam. It ain't about all that. I mean, I ain't in no competition. The person I'm in competition with is the person that I saw in the mirror yesterday.
Wow. You better know you
better than that motherfucker did yesterday. Other than that, ain't no competition. My father told me that. He said, your competition is not thinking about you because to them you don't exist.
Boom. Okay.
So I ain't never forgot that. I'm like, he said, you are your only competition. You decide what you do. They ain't thinking about you, so why are you thinking about them?
Right.
I ain't never forgot that. Like, I'm trying to do better than I did yesterday. That's all it's about.
That's right.
Jelani and Sade don't want to see that at all. They be like, what are y'all doing?
Get about it, man. And when my daughter said she was going to, Daddy, I'm going to school in LA. I need you to do. I was like, oh damn, I'm going to school in LA. Okay. And what did I do? I picked up the phone like, lads, I'm coming out there. My daughter's going to school. She's going to school. And I've been coming back and forth ever since, but ain't a time that I'm like, here, this is your family out here. If I'm not again, pick up that phone.
Right.
You can't get to nobody else.
Stretch, I get to Jelani's keys. Here, take Jelani's keys. Man, I see you when I see you.
Right.
When I came out there with wifey, he was like, come stay with me. Come on. He was like, here you go. Let's go.
You use a sofa bed I had never used before in my life. Brand new.
Don't get it twisted, V. When I got there, I was like, nigga, where's V Love at? He was like, I think he'll be back soon.
YouTube.
Plus, you know, I see Craigie all over the damn place. I'll be like,
Craig be everywhere.
Craig be everywhere, man.
I'll be in the cut.
You not on YouTube with us, V? What's going on?
The funny thing is, you mentioned Afro. You mentioned the Red Zone. That's where I met Fatima at.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
I met Fatima and Tish together at the Red Zone. Tish was battling Link.
I wasn't there that night. Man.
And he knew them already. He had worked with them with Rich Nice. So he's who introduced me to them afterwards.
Wow.
That's how we met at the Red Zone.
Wow.
Hey, Stretch, I called the game is Stretch. Like, Stretch is the only person who could get me to pull my dogs off Fatima, right? Stretch, they be encouraging me. They'll put me on the podcast and say, so what do you think about Fatima, right? And just to make me fuck with it.
Nah, yeah, because he feels some kind of way. He still feels some kind of way about remember the
Who don't?
Listen, whenever that video is brought up, when Fatima's name is brought up, I can't help but to look at the both of y'all like, they're about to go there, they're about to think about it like,
Here we go.
Movie set and saw her at Snowfall. He was the first person I called. I said, look, Stretch, look who I found. If you cracked up laughing.
Yep, you know I was laughing. But see, every time that, when people ask me about the video and I talk about Fatima and everybody, I always tell them, I was like, it's so much of that video that didn't get shot, that didn't get finished, that y'all don't know about. That's so, like, you know, people always talk about us dancing. I was like, look, y'all know that Amani from the Far Side is in that video. Y'all know that Kaz, the famous rapper, was sliding on his head at the audition. He was in that video. Y'all didn't get to see it. So the Soul Brothers had a whole set that they were supposed to shoot that didn't get shot. I was like, it would. I can only imagine. I tell people, y'all think that video is dope, and you know, God bless. I'm so super happy that we did it, but it's so much that didn't get done. Like, and I could only imagine, like, imagine if we got to shoot all of the stuff that was planned. It's nothing, it's nothing touching that.
So we was ready. We was ready to do that day. We was back there like, come on, let's go.
Yep.
Next thing you know,
I mean, it's footage. It's with John Singleton. You know, I couldn't.
God bless his soul.
But it was so much. It was so many good people involved in that video. It was,
man, that was a big production.
Yep.
Man, it was crazy. The one with John Singleton when you know he laced me at the Snowfall set, so I was cool with that. I was good. It was still the same.
All the way up into Snowfall, bro.
All the way up to Snowfall.
I cannot.
I mean, for us to even be chosen though, that was still like, you know, for us to even get that part that it was offered to us, that was still a blessing. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's where we got to still look at it like that. So you know, we felt like we was a part of it still. You know what I mean? We knew it's the backend story, but hey, we knew.
I tell you, and I like the song. That's what be so hard. I really like the song.
Yeah, I do too. But every time I hear it, I'll be like,
Dang, the game. The game. That one, what is it? Just Dance. I think it's that video game called Just Dance or whatever. They got the whole routine on it.
Oh, that's dope. Hey, that's dope. Hey, yo, so look, when they do stuff like that, Stretch, do you guys get like any like nothing? See, that's the thing about dance. I wish it could be like copywritten.
It
like,
can.
You know what I mean?
Nobody knows. Listen, I learned that a long time ago. It can be copywritten. What has to happen is it has to be put in a specific set of sequence. You can't copyright a step. You can only copyright a sequence of steps. If you make a sequence of steps, like if you make an entire routine, you can copyright the routine.
Right.
Okay.
Like the individual steps, but a sequence.
I never knew that.
Yeah, you can copyright.
Good to know. That's
fire.
That's what's
I wish we would have known that back in the day.
Hey, trust me.
Hey,
I know
Stretch,
how many things that you guys you've choreographed so
if I'd
many
have known
things.
that back
Like,
then, man, listen, it would have been. But that's another thing that if you could go back and change it,
yeah,
you know,
can't.
if I went back and changed it, it would change everything. So
Right.
Stretch,
give you going hard. Boom.
Yeah. Stretch, give them a list of so everybody can know why we speak of you so highly. Give them a list, like a small list, something of who you've choreographed and danced for, and maybe a little bit of the videos. Just this is.
Let's start with Houdini. I toured with Houdini for 2 years. I did a couple of music videos with them. I did Boogie Down Productions live at Union Square.
Wow.
Again, I did Josie Love, Pee Wee Dance. I did Eric B. for Rockin', Eric B. is President, which was unreleased. I did Jody Watley with Eric B. and Rakim, Friends.
Okay.
Diana Ross working overtime with Rosie. God bless. Thank you, Rosie. Rosie is who's responsible for the Mop Top crew coming together. We call her the mother of the house because without her, we would never have come together.
That's so dope.
Did Heavy D and the Boys again?
Yep,
Rosie. We got our own thing, Blue Funk. Now that we found love, I don't even remember.
Trouble T-Roy, bless the soul.
Yeah, Dougie Fresh, Summertime, Busting Out with MC Hammer, Michael. We did everything Mariah did for 10 years. Choreographed all her stuff from 1991 to 2001. I did 4 tours with her. I did Will's videos. I don't know. I've done some European people. I don't remember. I did some Japanese J-pop, some K-pop. I did all of that. I did what's her name from Taiwan, Coco Lee. I don't even know. I mean, we did a lot of. I'm not gonna say I did. We did because I did everything with my crew. We did a lot, but we never did it with the intention of, we're doing this because we want to get recognized, or this is a stepping stone. We were doing what we normally did in the club, in the culture, and they paid us to translate that to whatever platform that they needed. And that's how we looked at it. Oh, y'all want us to be us in your video? Oh, you want to be like us?
That's right.
This on the stage. Okay, I'll show you how to be like us.
Boom.
To take part in the culture, because that's all we looked at it as.
Right.
People was like, "Oh, y'all was working with Mariah." We didn't go pop. We made Mariah go street.
Boom. There you go.
So,
flavor that y'all added to that. Yeah.
People don't get that part. When we were doing, remember the time when we were doing the rehearsals with Mike? Mike wanted to learn what we were doing. He was asking a million questions about the dance and the culture. He wasn't just interested in the steps. He was interested in everything that got you to that point.
I heard he was like that too.
Yeah, people don't understand. This is why he's Michael Jackson. This is why
he's a hip hop. I heard he was a hip hop head.
Yeah, he was top of the food chain, man. He was. He really wanted. Listen, man. Ask Fatima. We was trying to convince him to come to the club, and we had him convinced. And his, his security detail talked him out of it. He would have been up in the club with us. I'm talking about with us, the Soul Brothers. We would have been rocking out. He wanted to see the dance firsthand. And we had convinced. I told him all he had to do was get a baseball cap, a hoodie, some Timbs, put on some jeans, and a jacket. Come to the club. Nobody will know it's you.
I heard he used to do that, though. I heard he used to come to the spots, and he'd be at the club sitting in the corner, and he'd have like prosthetics on, and he would put a whole nother face on and be up at the club sitting on circles watching us. And I'll be like,
they talked him out of that.
Yeah, I heard he used to do that all the time.
I heard that too.
From the video. While we were doing the video, we were talking to him, and he literally was, making plans. And then after the rehearsal canceled, his security detail talked him out of it because they said it'd be a nightmare. What they told him was, they didn't trust us not to reveal that it was him.
That he was going to be there.
Yeah.
God, the chaos.
I'm not going to tell a soul. I don't even want to know that you're there when you get there. Just show up. Tell me at the rehearsal that you came. Don't even.
If that was the case, you would have had a gang of people showing up at the rehearsal.
At the rehearsal, yeah. But
you know like, oh, this is where we at. Come here, Michael's there.
I was like,
TMZ.
kidding me? When we got to the rehearsal the next time, I was like, man, listen, you could have just showed up. You have to tell nobody nothing.
Nothing.
You came to the rehearsal the next day and just told us, oh, I saw. But you would have experienced firsthand what we were doing. And they talked him out of it.
Nah, I heard that he was like driving around by himself and nobody was like messing with him in certain areas. And if you think about it, come on, if you're at the red light and someone pulls up looking like Michael Jackson,
you're not going to believe it's
Michael. You're going to believe? No, you're not going to. You're going to sit there like, okay, yeah, another imposter. Great job. You look great. You're really doing it. And you're going to keep it moving.
That's exactly what I said. I said nobody would actually believe it's you. Somebody's going to be you.
I get it.
Yep. That's exactly the argument that I made. Nobody would actually believe it's you. They think it's somebody going to be you. Mm-hmm. So nobody would trip. But they told him that we would be tripping and we would let the secret out and that would become a logistical nightmare. And I'm like,
hey. You have to be safe. But listen, if you thought about it, I mean, think about the chaos.
I understand, but it's literally only like 3 people that would have known what was going on. Right. Those 3 people ain't telling nobody else. It was me, Fatima, and Tish. Nobody else would have known anything. I would have known. And like I said, he didn't have to let us know when he was there. He could have just showed up and told us about it after the fact. But the fact that he would have been there, he would see firsthand and experience it from that standpoint. Not like, yo, Mike, check this out. Nah, I don't want to do all of that.
Right.
And right now, we're going to have our first hip-hop dance story gossip moment. Every gossip moment we had for clickbait or whatever, we shunned it. Like, that is not our style. But we here having fun because we family. T-Boz is very upset about that Bart man with Fatima.
Oh, wow.
What's going on? Who did it first? Look at Stretch. Look at Stretch. Yeah, I'm a journalist right now. Okay, you got legend. This is journalist. I'm a journalist.
Listen. That's
we did remember the time T-Boz and them hadn't come out yet.
That's true.
They hadn't come out yet. So who did it first? And Fatima, when she showed it to us, told us where it was from. It's from ATL. They ain't have a record out yet. So what you mad at? We did it first. Y'all was doing it in ATL. We got it from y'all, but you didn't do it in the video first. We did it. Mm-hmm. And let's be clear. Y'all hired Link to come down there and do it better.
Wow.
That's what about your friends and all of that? That's all Henry.
That's right. I love it.
What's up, Cuzzo?
A quick list since we left started to list off. I'm just gonna name a few dancers. Tell me, just describe this guy. Describe the man. The Link. Henry the Link. Describe Henry's style in Stretch's eyes. What do you see?
Describe Henry's style in my eyes?
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. If you put music and a person and you had to describe them together, just say Link.
Definitely. What did you see in a young Fluky Luke in his prime?
The funk.
Funk?
Not funk. The funk. Fluky Luke is who I used to watch when I started watching the lockers, the videos when I started learning how to lock. Mm-hmm. I need to move like that dude.
Right. Yeah. Funky, right?
Funky. Forget about it.
Okay, if you was teaching your class, Bojangles had a stair routine. Nicholas Brothers got a stair routine. Their shit was full of flags. How would you explain to your students why the Bojangles stair routine is just as cold as there without all the jumps and the flips and shit?
Oh, that's easy. The flash is for the camera. Mm-hmm. You know, if you watch the Nicholas Brothers outside of the camera, they could do all of that without the flash. Bojangles is showing you the technical aspect of it, not the flash.
Dope. How'd you feel when you first saw Demeter Joe Freeman when she rocked Soul Train with James Brown?
Man, listen, I just watched that earlier today for the 150th time. I literally just downloaded all James Brown on Soul Train because it's on YouTube. It's one clip of his whole time on Soul Train. And I was like, I labeled it James Brown live on Soul Train. And I watched everything until Demeter Joe. I was like, okay, and now we come to the climax.
Right.
Demeter Joe, forget about it. The greatest of all time. That was the greatest Soul Train moment for me of all time, as Ali would say. When she got up there, James took a stop. He stepped back like, wait, hold up. I got to let her have her moment. He stopped singing and just watched her dance. And then he did it. I was like, look, that was pure.
That's dope.
We literally just watched that earlier today for the 150th time.
Wow.
Hey, some people that like Flash say Gregory Hines had a lazy style. I think it's cold because his eyes and everything, his dress go with his style. What you think, Stretch?
Gregory Hines.
Again, literally just before we came on this broadcast, I watched Challenge.
Tam.
I literally just watched that before we got on here. Please, Gregory Hines got a lazy style. Get out of here. You see all of them gods that he was dancing with? They loved this style. So
loved it.
For Pippin, describe our boy Scrap. Because everybody always say school. Let's talk about Scrap.
Describe Scrap. I don't know. How would I describe Scrap? The yang to Scoob's yin. Scoob was, if Scoob was power, Scrap was smooth.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Go ahead. Who's up? Who's next? All I got is my final 7, so y'all can jump in.
Oh no, you did your work there, legend. Thank you. That was fire.
Hardcore 7 for Stretch. I got to get him good.
Nah, you might as well let that roll. Come on, man. Your final 7.
All right, got a hardcore 7, Stretch.
Boom.
You gotta be ready. You gotta be ready. I go hard, Stretch.
Come on, man.
Firstborn daughter getting married. 3 o'clock. Needs you to give her away. Across the street, Sade is getting a Tony for recreating Wreckin' Shop on Broadway. You got to be the presenter. Which one are you going to first?
Dang.
My firstborn's wedding. Are you serious? Firstborn. Like, I love Sade to death. Sade would not be doing the Tony if she couldn't be at her sister's wedding. She would plan a different day.
Yeah.
My oldest daughter would plan her wedding a different day than her sister getting the Tony because she would be there for her to get the Tony. So that's not going to happen.
All right.
As we say, FOE, family over everything.
That's right. You being an OG wrestling fan back in the day, we used to chop it up about that. Who gave the best group beatdown? 4 Horsemen or Acolytes?
The 4 Horsemen, man. Come on.
Think so?
Come on, man. There's no Acolytes without the 4 Horsemen. You talking about Ric Flair?
I love that.
Acolytes don't exist without the 4 Horsemen.
That's right.
You don't get that. Woo! You ain't getting nothing else after that. Please.
The Soul Man, Rocky Johnson, or his son, The Rock?
I got to go with his son because he passed on all the genes and that extra to his son.
All right. Best hand gesture. Cutty finger, the Fonzie, or the Michael Jackson, Shimon, give me the money.
And nobody cares about the Shimon or the Fonz this all day, Cutty. Come on. Are you serious? The closest is come on, Mork matched the Fonz.
Proof is in the finger.
Exactly. More Max Bonds. Come on, man.
Who would you rather be in a room with for 2 straight hours? Our girl Tony Basil's Naked Cats.
Oh no!
Or some terrible music.
Woo!
Oh, please. I already been with the Naked Cats. I'll stay with them because I can't do 2 hours of terrible music in no way, shape, or form. And I'm allergic to Tony Basil's Cats. She'll tell you. I'll be in there for the 2-3 hours before you play any terrible music around me. I'd rather suffer through the silence, suffer with the cats and the allergies before you play some stuff that I can't listen to.
Right.
I'll bang my head up against the wall and knock myself out.
Coolest Houdini dancer duo. Can go Doc, Lance Cliff, Cliff Stretch, Doc Wiz, Craig Legend Wiz.
You said duo and you said Craig Legend Wiz. That's not a duo, bro.
That's not a duo.
That's not a duo, brother. Man, come on. I got to go with me and Cliff Love, man. Come on.
I like it. I asked Wiz, and Wiz was like Wiz and Doc. I love it.
No, that's not a contest, man. It's me and Cliff all day. I can't give nobody else the title. Sorry.
Boom. There we go.
Let's go.
The rock video, y'all was killing it in that shit, man. I wish y'all had got more shots.
Man, listen, man.
Rock again and again. Woo!
Yeah, but when I tell you it was cold, bro. I mean, blizzard conditions outside. And we had them the what do you call them joints? The leather jacket, shearskin. Woo! When Jalil passed me that joint, I was like, oh yes, this is what we need to shoot for the rest of the video. Can I hold on to this?
Right.
Yo, I couldn't believe they were shooting that video. It was cold. I mean, it was like 20-something degrees when we shot that joint.
Wow.
And we we shot it throughout the city. They was on the train. We was in Times Square. I was like, y'all are really going to shoot a video today? Okay. But we did it.
Wow.
Cool. Yeah, man. It's been a blessing for you to come through, man. Now everybody got to get their sexy Valentine's Day in.
Yes.
Dang.
Yes.
As we should.
This was definitely dope. Stretch.
Yeah, it was a good interview. Thank you, Stretch.
And blessing all of us with your history, with your good vibes, and all your great lessons too. Like, this was definitely dope. We've learned a lot with you today.
Well, thank you. The blessing is to be able to be here together.
That's right.
As far as I'm concerned.
That's right.
And it's always a blessing when I can, interact and communicate with my folks. So
right.
When this joint is said and done, well, even before this is said and done, because I'm trying to get out to the west side of things, even during this pandemic. I ain't seen my child in over a year, so something to give. But yeah, man. When I come back out on that side, we got to sit down and break bread, cuz.
Yes, we do.
Especially you, V, because I ain't seen your ass in ages, bro. Come on, we gotta eat some food.
Okay, wait. I have a question. So for those that would like to work with you, when you're saying you're giving these virtual lessons, how could they get in contact with you? Where do they need to go to book a
They can go on my Instagram, Buddha Stretch. Very simple.
Instagram, Buddha Stretch.
Yeah, and I post for my classes.
Those virtual lessons, dance.
Yeah, my Zoom lessons are every Sunday and Monday. You'll see if you look on my page. There's a video for each lesson.
Okay.
Mondays I do specifics. Each Monday I do a different thing. Like this Monday we work on what is foundation. Last Monday we do vocabulary drills. Next week is choreography. And every Saturday we do one specific step and how it connects to everything else.
Oh,
so anybody interested, go to my IG. You'll see the registration is buddha.stretch@gmail.com.
Okay.
And we do the Zoom lessons on Saturdays and on Mondays. And I'm on IG, on Facebook. I'm very reachable. I try to respond to all questions. This is the blessing with teaching is I keep a rapport with my students.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever they ask, even outside of the class, I try to answer, all inquiries, all questions, because it's sharing. And for me, that's more important than the actual class.
That's right. That's right. And then, for the audience, you guys can actually go back to his YouTube channel or just find some of his videos. I did that yesterday. I found so many of his videos. And like I said, the art of hip hop, you can go to that, get those dances on there too. And I'm telling you, he's got a slew of videos on YouTube that you guys can go and check out and learn more about what he's teaching out here. I think is dope, Buddha. Again,
Also, I want to point out, not to cut you off, I want to point out something for the people that are interested in the dance. And this is what I've been saying for a while, and I got to emphasize this. The people that have created the dances, that have pioneered things, those people that are still alive, like Legend, like V-Love, like Afro, like myself, like the great Tony Basil, they are all accessible. You should be reaching out and talking shop.
Yes.
That information is an African proverb that every time we lose an elder, a library is burned down. We lost Don Campbell last year. We lost Tyrone Proctor last year. We lost Shabba-Doo last year. We lost Ecstasy. Talk to your people. Interact. Get that information. Learning.
Very
As we said earlier with Tony Basil. Tony Basil's living legend to tell you that learning never stops.
We have to get on here
and talk and learn, man. When it is such a tragedy that we don't have Shabba-Doo anymore. We don't have Don Campbell. Man, I used to listen to everything that they had to say.
Right.
And now I don't have that anymore. Man, I ain't forget, Greg. That was the next thing. Sensei. Because those are my teachers, but Greg is the sensei. I used to sit and sit in Greg's class and just be like,
wow.
And we would teach together in Switzerland, and we would be back at the hotel, or actually we stayed in the Airbnb before there was Airbnb. And I used to listen to everything he had to say. He'd tell any story, any little thing about music, anything about Soul Train, anything he was talking about. I was just like, ding, because I wanted to. I was trying to absorb.
I wouldn't say a word. I'd just be listening.
Yep, I'm trying to absorb, and I'm using some of the things that I learned from him, now.
Right.
So I want people listening to understand that, if you reach out to somebody, all they can say is no. If they say yes,
right,
a whole new universe, a whole bunch of doors have opened for you.
Yes, especially, unfortunately, during this time. It's been bittersweet, but a lot of people have been able to find themselves, and they've been able to get even more creative with what they've always loved to do. Now they have the time because they're working from home, and they have the time to do these things. There's so many DJs now. Look, I was pulled into this, and I love it. You know what I mean? This was something that was asked for me to do a while ago, and I kept pushing it off, and it went from Maryland to the Soul Brothers, and I'm like, oh, y'all just pulled me in. I'm here. This is where we at.
I was out, and they pulled me back in.
So that's where I'm at with it. But it's a beautiful thing. Like I said, there's so much creativity out there. It's important for people to ask those questions so that you can, be successful and move on. Yes. What you showing us here? What is that? Hey, there you go. There you go.
Lady pulled this out. She was like, yeah, I got it. She pulled the delicious vinyl out.
Yes.
Oh, that's dope.
That's
I need that one right there. One of those. That's up.
Wait, it's more.
Wait,
she got copies for you. She took good.
You gotta send me one.
Hey,
that's dope. I remember the last time you were online and you were talking on a live stretch, and you pulled out the record chorus. You was like, "Look, B," you pulled out the record.
Yeah,
it was like, yeah, it was not too long ago. You were talking to I think Khalif or one of them. It was like you guys had a little chat going. I was on there with y'all. Yeah, it's always a pleasure hearing from you, brother, man. Love you, man.
Love you all.
Yeah, man, you done so much for this hip hop industry and this dance world. Man, I enjoy watching you every time I seen you boogie. When your crew got busy, when you guys did routines, it's always been a blessing. Just had to let you know that, Brody. It's like, you know, the first time I ever seen you dance, you blew my mind. We were at when we were doing the Houdini video. Remember?
Anyway, I gotta swing it.
Yeah. You got busy that day. You just showed your ass that day, Brody. I was like, that shit was beautiful, bro. I never forget. That's like one of my historical moments in my head. That's one thing I'll never forget. Like seeing you boogie that day. Like I've seen other dancers dance, and you, Fendi, this is what I'm saying. Seeing you guys live, you know what I mean? It was like I've seen y'all in videos. When I seen y'all live, it was such a blessing, and I'm just like, yo, I had to be here for this. This is beautiful, Brody. Thank you, man.
Thank you, man. Much love, man. Thank you.
Incredible. Incredible.
Thank y'all very much, man.
Wait, I know I keep doing this every time we say one more thing. I thought about it. No. Your comments. They want to know the song that you and Lynx was dancing on off of for the Art of Hip Hop. And it's my turn. Let me hold on.
No. You talking about the dictionary. Okay. No, those aren't songs. Those are beats that I made just for that.
Well, you got to answer your fans on those comments because they've been asking. And it's so funny because when I was doing the TikTok today, when I was putting that together actually last night, it took me a while to find the perfect song for you. And that's just what I do. I have to get in the vibe. And I came across that Art of Hip Hop. I was like, I know I've heard something similar. Where did I hear that? And I went to Steezo's and I was like, oh, there we go. That gotta be the song. And now you're telling me it wasn't the song. I'm like, man, listen. That's
same beat that damn, I can't remember the name of the break. But yeah, that's exactly why I used it. It's from, Steezo was the first song with that break. It's my turn.
That break beat,
yeah. Where we were doing the dictionary, I was like, I gotta make something that sounds like some real play that we danced to in the club, not some old rinky-dink electronic sounding. So, the stuff that we did on the music that you hear in the dictionaries is music that, we made, that I made for that.
Right.
We try to use, try to make original music especially because, when you're posting something on YouTube, you get a copyright violation and they'll mute all your music. So you got to post something that has, that's original content.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's funny. I had a cat that bugged me for years about, man, could I just release the music from that? He was like, just put it online so we could dance to it. I'm like, bro, I don't even know where that music is. Like, it's on the I gotta find it. It's not like I made it and saved it like I was going to use it for something else.
Right.
I just put it, made it for the video and then I forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so many people have written me like, yo, can I get those beats? And I'm like,
that beat is crazy. Well, R.I.P. to Steezo, right?
Yeah,
R.I.P. to Steezo. When I was watching his documentary today, he was actually talking about that beat and how many people use that beat.
Yep. After him.
And it was a list of different artists that actually, he was like, like us, he's like, him being a dancer, he wanted to be sure that everything was pretty much, there was a formula for everything. Yep. And I thought that was so dope. But listening to it, I'm like, man, like he's right. There's so many people that use that particular beat. That beat is hard. It's my turn.
Oh, Skull Snaps. That's the name.
That's exactly what it is. Yep.
Skull Snaps. That's the name of the break. Yep. He was the first one to use it. And God bless the dead. He used to, he's originally from Connecticut, but he used to come. He used to be in the Latin quarters with us.
That's what I remember him driving around with that yellow Volvo.
Yep. So he used to come to the city all the time and dance. And it's so sad to me because we just talked last year. He had posted that there was a documentary where he was talking about his time coming to the clubs, and then somebody tagged it, and we started talking online, and then literally like a month later, he passed, and I was like, "What the?
What? How does that happen?" Yeah,
you know." But much love to Steezo, and yeah, that Skull Snap speed is always going to be popping. It's always
for real.
It's funny. I just got a track that this cat from where is he from? Like Central Asia. He has a beat, and he did this. It's like I can't even. It's like an electronic beat, but in the very end of it, he drops that Skull Snaps in there, and it changes the whole dynamic of the beat. And as soon as I heard it, I was like, "There's that beat again." Yes. Join this always gonna be hot.
No, it is. It is. It's definitely.
Yes, Lance Romance, the international dancers. We definitely gotta have a man.
You got your wish already, because Wiz want all of us to come together and do a routine with ecstasy hats on.
For real.
I'm down. Hello. Can I get that call too? I'm
down. Of course. Yeah, all of it. Yeah, we already got that rocking, Lance. So get your ecstasy hat ready.
Man, this is dope, man. For real. Thank you again, Buddha.
Thank you.
For real. This
Afro, you down in ATL?
Yep. I've been here.
I got family down there. My little brother lived down there, my cousins and my uncle. I got to get down there. I got a niece down there that I've never seen physically, so I got to get down there.
Yeah.
Addie. Shout out to Addie.
Hey, yo, Stretch, DM me your number, Brody.
All day, brother.
And I'll do you in mine so you can have connection with me.
For sure. We got to, you know.
That's right. It's a blessing.
When I'm coming out to La La Land, rest assured we gotta sit down and break bread. I need a fat burger.
Fat burger, Ethiopian food.
We go to Ethiopian food, please. Take me.
Yo, did y'all ever go to Asia?
I go to Mercado's.
Have y'all ever been to Asia to Cuba?
Yep.
That spot had fried plantains. Plantain fried rice. Dude, when I tell you that shit made your tongue slap your brain.
Plantain fried rice?
Yes.
I need that in my life.
Yo, when I tell you,
oh
my God.
Plantain fried rice.
Plantain fried rice.
I need that in my life.
Asia to Cuba.
That's the African and Asian mix. Come on, I need that in my life.
Yeah, boy. And it was only out there. It's called Asia to Cuba. I don't know if they still have it, but it was only out in LA, man.
I'm fitting to find that. Yes. Google is your friend. I will be finding that. Plantains, fried rice, please.
Yes.
That's one of the best things on earth.
I'm telling you.
Good fried rice with some plantains, please. Man.
That ain't nothing to play with when you hungry and you cold, because that's what happened with me, boy. I was tearing it up.
Damn.
What? Your tongue slap your brain. Tearing it up.
Forget about it. That sounds like a plan.
It really was. It was
fried
good.
rice.
Anyway. But yeah,
I know I had some chicken and waffles up, and it was I was upset. The Roscoe's recently, oh my God.
No, you got to go at 4 o'clock. I found an accident, and I hate that I did. That's when the shift changed, so everything is fresh.
Okay.
Cuddy.
Woo! Which one did you go to, Ledge?
Pico.
Okay, Pico spot. See, I went to the one on Manchester. Oh, it was terrible. I was so upset.
Man, I ain't know the one on Manchester was still open. Wow. Whenever we there, normally we go to the one on Sunset or we go to Pico. Most of the time we drive to Pico.
Pico is the best. The Pico.
Yeah,
I love it.
Good. That's all I want is the mac and cheese. Their mac and cheese. So
I like the smothered potatoes.
Yeah. You got my wife making grits, talking about Roscoe's here in the crib.
See, that's what I'm talking about. It's nothing like some Brenna. I think I'm gonna see y'all are talking about food. We have to go. We gotta get our Valentine's Day on for real. So
I went to the Hollywood one. That's when I probably met Brooklyn Terry, my mother's favorite dancer.
All right, say peace.
Whoa. That young Cuddy Keys, bro shot.
What's up, Keys?
I'm I'm tall now.
He's taller now.
No, he's been doing his TikToks. Did y'all see that TikTok today?
Yep.
Incredible.
You see her face at the end?
I was like, he said the badunk and dunk, okay?
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
I couldn't say peace. All right.
Peace.
Peace.
Yo, man, this is dope, Stretch.
All day, every day, brother.
Ledge Fro. Yo, man, I had a good time today, man. Thank you for a blessed Valentine's Day.
Blessings,
Yes. Happy Valentine's
Day to y'all also.
Yep. Everybody have a good day today.
We're gonna close it out with this little commercial idea for E40. You know,
Yes.
it's Valentine's Day. We got
Yes.
tongue,
Perfect timing.
all that good shit. So until next week, who we got next week? Trini?
Trini. We got Trini up in the spot.
Trin, my brethren. Oh, yes. I need to check that out.
That's what's up. B, what you got?
Flatbush.
Hell, yo, thanks, Papa Chicken, and all you guys that's dance related coming to my live Wednesdays.
Love.
We're gonna step up Wednesday. So we got the actor y'all like Preach from the show All American. He'll be on the show Wednesday with my Young Guns.
That's
so y'all support the Young Guns on Wednesday.
Let's go.
That's what's up. And y'all look out for Hip Hop Dance Stories on IG during the week on Wednesdays. We're going to be coming 30 minutes. 30
Wednesday
minutes.
on IG.
High top with salt and pepper.
The golden high top.
That's right. We're about to bring it. I'm coming.
So, love y'all, man. We out.
Yes, I love y'all.
Be
Audience,
safe,
I love you. Thank you again. We love you.
Thank y'all. Y'all be safe and
yes.
much love.
Happy Valentine's. Be safe and stay rocking.
All day, every day.
Boom.
Break out that champagne. Nice reserve in the wine. Get right with your vibe.
It's just me and you doing what you wanna do. I treat your body just like food. Cause your body, my body, don't give it up to nobody. That's all I ask.
That's all I ask, girl.
And I be there when you need me, and I pull up on repeat. That's every time. I mean every time. Remind me of them summer nights. Reasons why I make you mine.
Earl Stevens Mango Scotto keeps a cutty cool when the heat is on.